right. Let's discuss it, shall we? Go ahead and for people wondering, the stuff all stacked around behind me and that was stacked around in here and everything. Remember, we're moving at the end of the month. So due to the fact that we're moving, I'm trying to figure out what stuff we're keeping, what stuff we're getting rid of. And I've packed about 15 boxes so far. So what you guys can see is the stuff I'm not touching. Got other locker room stuff that is upstairs. Now, it's slow news day, yes. But at the same time, we need to talk about Sam Reinhart, apparently. Now, I'm telling you, you got to watch what you say to the media. That's what I said. So, here's what he said last night. Too many mistakes. We can't expect to win hockey games 6-5, 7-6. We need more from our goalies, and we need it from the start of hockey games. It's frustrating. He said Friday he chose the wrong words in attempting to call out the team for better defensive play. First, I was rattled thinking that something I said was kind of taken the wrong way. Then I watched it again, and it came off the wrong way, so that's fine. Or he says, so that's on me. That's not what I meant at all. I think if you follow through the interview a little bit, and obviously I was frustrated, but I think if you follow around the interview near the end, I'm saying we all need to come back together and defend more. I was trying to say more. We need more for our goalies. It doesn't take a hockey genius to know those have been our two best guys all year. And I'm going to say this straight up. I think the two best guys for Buffalo when they've been winning, I think Eichel and I think Dahlin. And Dahlin's been fantastic all year. I think that Hutton, excellent backup. I think he's kind of hit a bit of a wall over the last month and a half. I think Ullmark, he's still finding his way. And we'll see. Because something I've said in videos this month is simple. You can have good goaltending. You have good goaltending that you're impressed with and you're happy with. Or you can have great goaltending. And there's no real bad goaltending in the NHL anymore. That's kind of done away with. There are so many excellent athletes, so many big kids that now are goaltenders, like 6'5" to 6'7" and above. Goaltending has never been better. But it means that if your goaltending isn't quite as good on any given night, then you'll end up losing more than you win. And again, with Buffalo, I've been on their blue line since this channel started 3 years ago. That Buffalo's blue line, I felt they didn't do enough with. Now, Dahlin is a huge improvement. Ristolainen's been fantastic. Beyond that, I think they expected Gooley to come in and be a top 4 guy, and that hasn't happened. So I think part of Buffalo's plan has kind of fallen through. At first, I was rattled, thinking that something I said was taken the wrong way. Watched it again, came off the wrong way, so that's on me. And then he says, so I think that's on me. It was lost in translation. I wasn't trying to be hard on them at all. I was trying to be harder on the guys skating around the ice to come back and defend more. I mean, if you look at the way I handle myself in the media, I'm probably the most boring guy ever that you guys have come across in your how many years here. That's on me, and that's not what I meant at all. But we're already joking around today, so we're all good. It's another thing, too. I don't like to see a team that's struggling and losing, and they're just all joking around, and they're all loose about it. Nope. I agree with that whole money ball, and I know that scene's just done for dramatic sense. The idea that if somebody's playing music, you smash that boombox, and that's what losing sounds like. It's not what I meant at all. It was lost in translation. I sent them a text last night just to warn them of what might be coming out today. So he said it, and then he went, crap. That's not what was meant at all. You look at Linus Ullmark, and in my opinion, he's already one of the best in the world, and the sky's the limit for him. I'm excited to see what he does. I think we've set a record in backdoor saves this year already, and Carter Hutton, I see him all day standing next to him, so I'll say it to his face if I need to. Ullmark gave up 6 goals on 30 shots. Sabres have conceded 17 goals over the past 3 games. There is nothing wrong with saying that Buffalo's goaltending isn't of top 10 in the NHL caliber. Before the season started, I said about Carter Hutton, and Linus Ullmark that I felt that they were towards the bottom of tandems because Hutton had never been a starter. And he had an excellent year last year, but that was well above his usual average for all of his numbers. And that Ullmark has never been a goaltender over the period of a full season like he is right now. So, you know, I had some guarded feelings about that. So, you know, again, and what's weird is, you know, it was reported on numerous media outlets today. I reported on what was said. And, you know, when you have a 14-game night the night before, you have, you know, you're looking at Friday and going, okay, I could take a bit of a break today. And, yeah, you know, this is, I'm just reporting what I read from media outlets, which are considered to be pretty respectable, reputable media outlets. I don't think they got this wrong. I think that when you look at it, he's going, well, I didn't throw the goalies under the bus. I threw everybody under the bus. Oh, okay. I guess. Again, rather than throwing any teammates under the bus, you go to your coach. And really, honestly, the best thing, and when I know that a struggling team is likely to turn things around, it's when they sit down in a room, they lock the door, and they have a players-only meeting. Sometimes that's what's needed to clear out all of the whatever is building up, whatever reason for frustration is building up. Have that players-only meeting, get everything out in the air, say whatever's on your mind, and then go back to playing hockey. That is very often the best move to make. And for Reinhart, this might be a good chance for him to call the guys together and say, you know what, we need to sit down in a room and figure this out. We've allowed 17 goals in 3 games. We need to sit down and talk as a team. And, you know, Phil Housley can let him do that if Housley wants to have a meeting with them as well. Even Housley in this same article, it's interesting because head coach Phil Housley pointed out Thursday night 5 of Hurricanes' goals came from in tight. So he's mad about the defense. It's a chance you've got to make protecting your own net and having respect for it. You look at the game and 5 of the 6 goals came right in front of our net. That's an area players from the opposition should be very wary of going into. Got to be tough to play against. We got to start pushing guys out. And that's something I noticed with Anaheim. Anaheim recently, you just skate out in front of their net to let you do it. All right, go ahead. And then, you know, a very frustrated John Gibson allows goals that he otherwise wouldn't. Because you can tell that when he's getting down to make the save, he'd rather take his stick and two-hand one of his blue liners for letting a guy just walk out of the corner like that. And then when asked about his defense core, whether it was sufficient, he kicked the question upstairs, he being Housley. That's general manager Jason Botterill's job, obviously. We're going to take a hard look at the game tonight and evaluate that tomorrow, but we're going to show it to them again and review it. Now, he actually said that's Jason's job. Didn't say that's general manager Jason Botterill's job, but I'm just clarifying like they do in the article. And it is frustrating. It's frustrating because, you know, a couple months ago, Buffalo's on top of the world. They'd won 10 in a row. Everything's going great. And then it started out that they were losing to teams that were really, really good, and they were barely losing, so you could still make the argument they were playing well. And then it just fell. And it's been this gradual fall. And we've gone from, well, you know, they're 7 points ahead of that playoff line, so they'll make it, to they're 4 points below the playoff line. Maybe they won't. And that is tough. And it's got to be tough for the guys in that room because they're frustrated with losing. Jack Eichel early in the year was quoted as saying, it's great to be winning. I hate losing. So Eichel's probably pretty miserable right now with where the team is in the standings. Because early on, again, it looked like Buffalo was going to break through. You know, and so Reinhart's just coming out and saying things that, yeah, again, publicly shouldn't have been said. And he's admitting in this article, it's a bad look for him. He's saying straight out, yeah, that's on me. What the media is reporting right now, that's on me. He texted the goaltenders and said, so this is probably going to blow up tomorrow. And he was right. So, you know, kudos to Reinhart for coming out and trying to fix it. As I stated in the video earlier that he would. I said he'd come out today and apologize. This is basically what this is. This is a, whoops, this is his mea culpa, like, my bad. And now, you know, he can move on from here and go forward. Buffalo still has a chance to make the playoffs. That's one thing they can't lose track of and lose sight of. They do need to make improvements on the blue line. They need to take a look at their goaltending and say, you know what? If they're not quite good enough, we need to make sure we're keeping guys to the outside. We're making sure we're not allowing a lot of shots, and that when it's important, late in the game, we really seal off our own zone. So that if that way Ullmark and Hutton are only facing 21 or 22 shots in a game rather than 27 or 28. It means probably reining in the offense a little bit too. Everybody's got to play back a little more. But if it gets you to the playoffs, Buffalo really needs playoffs. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. And I'm really hoping that this is the last I have to talk about this topic. And there was another video I wanted to do today, and now I can get to work on that topic, because that's a fun one. I'll talk to you guys again soon.